I'm going to get the burgers and beer, and no, I am not taking the X-Jet this time around. I'm actually taking my own car. I'll see you when I come back, guys. Find something to do while I'm gone, okay? See ya. Okay. See you later, Cyclops. What am I gonna do while Cyclops is away getting the burgers? Oh, I know. I can see if there is another X-Men game for me to play. Man, this room in the subterranean basement sure looks a lot like the Bandito's rec room. Anyways, I'm gonna see what kind of game I should play. See if there are any X-Men games in there. Oh look, speak of the devil. It's X-Men Legends on the Xbox. Yeah. Now, this game was obviously made after my time as a kid. Because, well, it's on one of those 2000s consoles. Yeah, it's not modern by today's standards. It was after my time. But anyways, let's see what this game's like. Shall we? Greetings yet again, dudes, and today I have a game on the Xbox called X-Men Legends. Now, this game is also available on GameCube, PlayStation 2, and Xbox, but the Xbox version was chosen because it had the letter X, and X is the first letter in X-Men, yada yada yada. But anyways, this console obviously came after my time. I don't remember ever purchasing an Xbox. I pretty much stopped with the first PlayStation, and I like to live in the 90s. Yeah, if I remember correctly, I remember seeing those consoles but never actually got them. Yeah, I am familiar with the PlayStation, the first one, because it was one of my favorite consoles, but not so much with the Xbox. It's after my time. So I was wondering if this game actually holds up and is pretty good, because I'm not so familiar with 2000s games. I'm all about the 90s, dude. So yeah, I've heard that the Bandito got this game at Walmart, and it was still on store shelves even 12 years after it had been released. But anyways, the coolest thing about this game is that it's multiplayer! Yeah, multiplayer, and that's what a lot of people want with X-Men games, is to play along. And of course, the contents of the game include a game disc. Yeah, it's not a CD, it's a DVD. Yes, I actually am one of those early adopters of DVDs. I had to spend a bunch of money getting a DVD Laserdisc combo, and I was afraid that it might be destroyed by Jubilee once he gets a hold of it, so I modified it and taken it around when I wanted to include the EMP resistant metals inside of it. And of course it didn't blow up when she actually used it, which is pretty cool. Yeah. And of course the game manual. Yeah, it's just the game manual. Yeah, it's black, white. Man, I remember when game manuals were in color. Where's the color, dude? Like I said, I'm not that much familiar with the new stuff. I know this is not exactly new and it's considered to be retro, but I grew up playing 90's games. Stuff like Super Mario 64. this good old game. Yeah, I remember when that was a big deal. And had to save up for a Nintendo 64. Thankfully, I got enough money to save up for it. But anyways, I'm gonna put my gaming shades on, my cool shades, and see if that game is any good. It'll be my first time ever playing a game on a console that I'm not too familiar with. But let's see how it is. Here we are. Got the game out, and I got to play on the Xbox for the first time. Yeah, I'm not as familiar with these newer consoles as I am with the 90s stuff. But it is published by Activision. I do remember them as being a publisher of Vigilante 8, if I remember correctly. And I also remember them making the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games, at least the first two. So yeah, I'm not too much familiar with the newer stuff. Yeah, I know it's not exactly new console territory, but I'm still unfamiliar with these consoles, the PlayStation 2, Xbox, and GameCube. I gotta say, pretty cool music. So yeah, the game does have several game modes. There's the story mode. Yeah, that's the meat of the game itself. Load game, where you load the game. Danger room, where you get to train in on different mechanics in the game itself. It's pretty cool that they added in there. Yeah, it kind of makes sense for the danger room to be the training room of the X-Men, because it is. You got options, which is just an options menu. Review, which, well, yeah, you can actually look at the concept art and various comics, which is actually pretty cool. It's kind of neat that they gave you all this unlockable stuff, and you got a lot of X-Men related unlockables. So yeah, it adds more replay value to the game itself. And heck, I've heard that you even get to unlock various costumes of the X-Men itself, the X-Men themselves, especially Wolverine's classic costume, and there's also the credits. Yeah, it's just the credits, just in case if you didn't want to beat the game to see them. But anyways, let's begin the story.
Today on RVN World News,
yeah, it's
we
just a
examine
news
the growing
broadcast.
It's a concern of worldwide
I'm sorry,
proportions.
ma'am, you ain't
This
Catherine
scene
Mulligan.
took place in Russia 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
as a
I
young
watched
mutant
that
stood
Loud
in
House
defiance
show.
of the military.
Actually
And in the
reminiscent
Far
of the
East,
90s
the authorities
cartoons
attempted
I like
to quell
watch
an
a lot.
uprising at a mutant
Yeah,
camp,
you know, a lot of
but
them
they
have
had little
gross out
success.
We interrupt this newscast with a breaking story. A young woman named
Yes,
Allison
I watched
Cressmere
the
was
Loud
identified
House.
as a
No, it's
mutant.
not exactly
The Genetic
90s,
Research
it's
and Security Organization is not
close to
responding to
90s
that report.
animation.
But a mob has formed and tempers are
Oh look,
flaring.
there's a new mutant.
Somebody help me!
Yeah, this is this new mutant called Magma, aka Allison Cressmere. I believe she's different from the Magma comics, where she has a different name. There's also Blob. Oh man, shame that he doesn't have his head of hair like he did in the anime series. And look, there's the X-Men. Yeah, Wolverine doesn't have his classic costume, but you can unlock it in the game itself if you want to play as classic Wolverine, which is kind of cool that they let you do that. Oh man, she's getting captured by the Blob. Yeah, it's not the Blob I know from the animated series. Oh man, you do not mess with Wolverine.
Hey, bub, you should.
He's got those adamantium claws. He's gonna tear you apart, man. Yeah, the X-Chat is also a bit different in this game. It's a B-2 Spirit stealth bomber. You know, those planes from Independence Day, right? Instead of the usual Blackbird. Anyways, let's get into the game. Yeah, it is pretty easy to figure out. And I'm getting accustomed to the controls right now. Yeah, taking out anti-mutant troops. Yeah, Wolverine will just shred you because he's got those adamantium claws. So yeah, the game is a beat 'em up. It has several different button combinations that you can use. And you can also use various mutant powers. But the downside is that they are limited by a
You're lucky you're still breathing.
mutant gauge. The one that's kind of similar to the Sega Genesis games. But you can pick up various power-ups, including health pickups, and I just figured out that you have to press the black and white buttons to use those power-ups. I'm used to the 90's games where you just skip them and you get health. Sorry about that. Yeah, there's some lava there. Yeah, because of Magma's mutant powers. She didn't appear in the animated series itself. I don't remember seeing her in the animated series.
Think you're bad, mutant?
But she is introduced as this new mutant similar to Jubilee. Yeah, and as I said before,
Sucker.
I modified my electronics so that they wouldn't get blown up by her. Yeah, look at that cool picture of Wolverine. Yeah, the loading screens are pretty cool, and I can see why they gave you the option to view them.
Am I playing
Yeah, there's
too
a
rough
Brotherhood
for you?
member, and he's got mutant powers as well. Yeah, I'm just gonna quote Darkwing Duck. Enough with the mutant powers! Why does everyone have mutant powers except me? Yeah, that was a pretty funny quote. Yeah, we're going into the subway station fighting more of these mutant troops. Well, anti-mutant troops, the generic baddies. Yeah, any game that I've played has
You're
generic
still
baddies.
Now I'm really ready for a scrap.
And yeah, it gives you a tip. And another thing in the game is that you can level up just like a JRPG, and once you level up, you can unlock new abilities and level up your existing ones. So it's pretty cool that they let you add this, well, they let you do this, because once you level up, you become more powerful. It's usually how this stuff works. And you can also level up multiple X-Men, just in case if you want the X-Men to become stronger as well. And the cool thing about it is that it isn't just limited to the X-Men you're playing as. If the computer controls the other X-Men, then they can level up as well. So, yeah, it is a pretty cool feature, and I've heard that it's would be kind of similar to Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Yeah, get rid of more of these generic baddies. Oh look, I'm beating you with a nightstick. Why does he just use a rifle like an AR-15? Oh wait, Wolverine will probably just heal those bullet wounds, because he's got a healing factor. I forgot. Yeah, you don't mess with Wolverine. Wolverine will just take you on, man. Anyways, let's go to the park itself, follow the footprints. Yeah, there's Mystique, a member of the Brotherhood of Mutants. Oh,
Hey, Wolverine.
look, it's Cyclops. Yeah, you get
waiting
to
for?
play
Come on.
as Cyclops as well. Look at that for, man.
What's going
Oh
on
my
here?
good golly, it's actually Mystique! You tricked me,
You
man!
think I came here alone?
Yeah, Mystique is really sneaky. That's why I do not much like Mystique, because You don't know what kind of tricks she'll be up to. Yeah, you think that she's a friend of yours, but no! You've been tricked! You've been duped by Mystique! Yeah, I'm fighting off these Brotherhood thugs. They're more powerful than the mutants, well, the anti-mutant soldiers. Yeah, and Wolverine's not destined to lose. You are, because you're the baddies. You're the bad guys. And bad guys always lose, man. Well, they mostly always lose. Yeah, Wolverine's claw ability is OP.
Sweet dreams.
But to some mutants that are resistant to physical attacks, you have to use, like, energy-based attacks. So, they balance out the mechanics here.
Run while you got the chance.
I will annihilate you!
A chance, man. Oh, man. Looks like we're gonna go up against Mystique here. Yeah, this is our first boss fight and my second try because I died on the first go and had to load the... well, load from the checkpoint itself. Yeah, you only get one life here, but you do get unlimited continues. Man, I miss when games had a live system. But here, when you die, it's over unless you save from a certain checkpoint. Yeah, you don't have any lives. If you die, well, it's game over and you have to load from the checkpoint. So yeah, it's not what I'm used to, but anyways, I'm fighting Mystique, and yeah, she's pretty hard. Yeah, and she likes to disguise herself as, well, other mutants, because that's her mutant power. She can shapeshift. I know that because I've read the comics and seen the animated series. Yeah, you don't mess with Wolverine, man. You're going down. Take that. Eat those adamantium claws, Mystique. Eat them. Because you're gonna be tasting them all the time. Yeah, I'm looking for power-ups. Yeah, power-ups and health pickups. You're going down, Mystique. Oh, you sent in more of your baddies, your henchmen? Yeah, the Brotherhood thugs are basically henchmen. Yeah, they're the henchmen of the game. Oh no, you don't! I'm not gonna go down pretty easily, man. Oh, man.
Get over here, or I'm done.
Going down. Yeah, I know. I have to defeat Mystique before I vanish. Now, this game is actually pretty amazing. It is an amazing game, although it's not 90s. It's still pretty cool. Yeah, beat Mystique.
Someday, some way, I'll see you die.
Not a chance,
You're
Mystique.
done, darling.
Wolverine ain't never gonna die. He's gonna stick around to the very end.
Where's Blob taking the kid?
She's
And you also
ours
have
now,
this dialogue
Wolverine.
tree that's
You'll
kind of
never
similar
see
to
her again.
We'll get her
RPGs.
back, Mystique. Even if we have to cut down each and every one of you Brotherhood
And if you want a
psychos.
certain bit of dialogue, you can actually select it. And you get a different response.
What's so special about her?
The Crestmere child has her uses.
You always got some plan brewing, don't you, Mystique?
Yeah, she always
It's
has a
time to
plan,
save Allison.
but she
You'll
never
never
succeeds
catch
'cause she's
Blob.
a bad guy. Oh yes, I will. I will catch up to Blob. Anyways, that is the first part of the first level of the game done. Let's move on. Gee, I am not used to the X-Jet being the stealth
Why
bomber
is all
from
this
Independence
happening to
Day.
me? Allison, it's okay.
Or
Things were fine until last
Dreadwing
week.
from
I got
Transformers
mad at my little
G2.
brother and suddenly the ground started to shake.
And yeah, there is a
I knew it was
cutscene
my
inside
fault,
the
but I
stealth
didn't
bomber
wanna admit it.
X-Jet.
Your powers are becoming active, which...
Things have
And we
only
hear
gotten
some
worse.
backstory with
That lava in the street.
Magma,
I
aka
made it
Alison
happen.
Crestmere.
I'm becoming
Yeah,
a
it's
mutant.
a different
There's
name
nothing
from
wrong with-
And that
Magma in the
woman,
comics.
She was gonna make me join something called the
And
Brotherhood.
it's a different version
She
of
could come after
Magma.
me again. Anytime.
Allison, you couldn't
Yeah,
be in
different
safer
from how
hands.
Magma usually appeared in the
We're the
comics
X-Men.
themselves, but same character. And yeah, after this cutscene, well, after these cutscenes are over, you get to do some exploring inside the good old X-Mansion. And you get to explore every single room that the X-Men has to offer.
Professor Xavier, I'd like you to meet
And yeah,
Allison
you meet up with
Crestmere.
Jean Grey, and
Hello, Allison. Welcome to the Institute. How are you?
after you
A
talk
little
to Jean
confused,
Grey and
but I'm okay.
Professor Xavier,
That's understandable.
you get to
Perhaps
explore
Jean could
the
take you on a tour
X-Mansion
of the mansion.
itself.
Or would you prefer that I show you
And
the
this is
true
one of
purpose of
the
the Institute
best
in the
parts
sub-basement?
about the game.
I'd like Jean
Getting
to show
to
me around.
explore
It would be my
Professor
pleasure.
Charles Xavier's
Once you're done with
X-Mansion.
Jean's tour, come
Man,
back
it's a
here
good thing
and I'll show you the sub-basement.
He was a
Lead the
billionaire.
way, Allison.
I mean, how else would he have afforded all this stuff? He's a billionaire. Like, Bruce Wayne from Batman. So yeah, you get to explore all of the stuff that the X-Mansion has to offer. There are
Welcome to the
so
Xavier
many
Institute,
rooms
Allison.
in the mansion itself, and you get to interact with other X-Men.
This place is huge.
Yeah. You
What
get
is
to
it?
talk to
This is the
Jean
Xavier
Grey
Institute,
and
a school
Beast,
where mutants
you
learn to
name
control
it.
their abilities, as well as discovering
all
more
here.
about themselves and their place in the world.
A school
And
for
the
mutants.
best part is that even
I
if there's
didn't know there
different
was such a
versions of
thing.
those characters, you can
The
still
fact that the
play
students are mutants is kept
as
secret
Jean
for
Grey
everyone's
and
protection.
Rogue.
In addition to
You
being a
weren't
school, the
even
mansion is
able
also
to do
home to the
that
X-Men.
in
Cool. I've heard of the
X-Men
X-Men.
Mutant Apocalypse and X-Men on Sega Genesis.
room
I
is
never
this?
understood
The
why they
library
picked
is one of the
Psylocke
most
over
popular
Rogue
rooms in the
and
house.
Jean Grey.
There's a wide variety of
Considering
literature
that
here,
Rogue
from
has
Shakespeare to comic
a
books.
similar
It's
ability
an
to
interesting
Mega Man, where
mishmash
she
of styles,
she can
kind of
copy
like the X-Men.
other mutants' abilities or
Who are
people's
you?
abilities
My
by
name is
touching
Jean
them.
Grey,
Yeah, that's a
and
mutant
I've
power.
been an
She
X-Man most of my life.
gets an ability by
Today,
touching people.
in New York
Which
City,
is why
were you talking to
she
people with
hasn't
your
touched
thoughts?
me, apparently.
Yes,
It makes
my mutant
sense
abilities
because
deal
you
with
can't
telepathy
touch
and
anyone.
telekinesis.
You're telepathic?
Yeah,
I
it's
have the ability to
pretty
read
cool that
minds
you get
and
to do that,
communicate
man.
mentally.
And telekinesis means you
But
can
anyways.
list stuff with your thoughts, right?
onto the
Exactly.
danger room
I've grown
itself.
quite powerful at it over the years, but I doubt I'll ever master it.
But first,
This is the
let's
war
talk
room.
about something that
From
we have
here,
to
we
bring
keep
up.
a
And
watchful
yes,
eye
you
on
get
the
to
world for any signs
go
of
inside
trouble.
the subterranean
This is also where the
basement.
X-Men meet to formulate combat
And
strategies.
there's even the war
that
room and the
holographic
danger
glow?
room, which I'm going to
That
talk
is
about
the
in a
mission
bit.
control
The
room.
war room basically
With it, you
functions
can
as
examine and
the mission
activate
hub
any missions that are
of the game
currently available
itself.
to the X-Men.
The danger
I'll
room
have to
is
take
the
a look at
training
that
area, which
later.
again makes sense
Very
because
good.
that's
Now,
where the
would you like a
X-Men
tour
do
of the
a lot of
sub-basement, or
training.
would you prefer to explore on your own?
And you also get Beast's
I'd like a
lab in the
sub-basement tour.
subterranean
Feel
basement
free to
itself.
inspect the rooms. I'll follow along and explain as we go.
But anyways, on to the danger
30
room, and
seconds
this is just an example of what you'll be doing in the danger room itself.
Superb.
Yeah, there are certain training missions where you basically learn the
Well
basics of the game itself and what abilities certain mutants have and how to
Congratulations.
use
You have successfully
certain moves,
completed the
you know.
course.
all that stuff. And yes, there's
Okay.
even a
I'll
mission
try.
in the
But don't
danger room
expect much.
itself
Don't
once you
worry,
beat
Allison. Just
the
do your
Toad
best.
boss battle. Yep, Toad's in the game. And he's one of the members of the Brotherhood of Mutants. So yeah, this is the mission where it takes place in the danger room and you get to use Magma's abilities. Yeah, this is where you learn the ins and outs of each character. And this is actually important to the plot as well. It's where any mutant gets to use their abilities to their full potential. It makes sense. And here's another thing I noticed. Guess who does the voice? Charles Xavier. Take a guess. Yep. You guessed it. It's Patrick Stewart himself. The same guy who played as him in the X-Men movies. That's awesome, man. And the best part is that they even got him to be, well, to get into his classic look in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse. And they even went as far to include him in his classic wheelchair, his original wheelchair in the X-Men animated series itself. That is so cool. And we all know that's basically build up for Wolverine to get into his classic costume. At least Wolverine played by Hugh Jackman. And yeah, this mission is actually pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie. I understand that mutants have to be tested to their abilities, but this is only just the first day. Couldn't you at least tone the difficulty down? But oh well, it is the danger room after all. I also want to talk about the boss fights. Each boss fights have a different strategy, and they're usually not that hard, but you do have to use your strategies to your advantage here. Well, the Juggernaut boss fight is pretty challenging. The Juggernaut flashback boss fight. But still, most of the boss fights are not usually that hard, and as long as you figure out how to beat them and the right strategy, you'll be fine. Yeah, this is the Pyro boss fight. Yeah, fought against Pyro before I went to the... Well, fought against Pyro and Toad before I went to the Danger Room with Magneto. And yeah, the Toad boss fight is actually pretty clever. You have to destroy the escape jets so that he doesn't escape. And if he does escape, it's basically game over. So it's pretty clever of how they handled the boss fights. And yeah, I do agree with the Bandito himself. I just wish that the game would have been remastered.
Got it.
Yes.
Yeah, Pyro even has his Australian accent because he was Australian, if I remember correctly. And he did speak in a somewhat British accent in the show itself. Alrighty, we gotta throw that. Caster out. Missed. Yeah, it's fire versus ice.
Don't have enough power.
Yeah, it's a good thing Wolverine has a healing factor, otherwise... Yeah, waiting for my mutant gauge to charge up, and I'm all ready to go and ready to kick Pyro's butt, and I did. Alrighty, this is part of the extraction point. The extraction point not only functions as the game's save points and checkpoints, but you can also revive X-Men that have, well, been defeated in battle, and you get to select any X-Men you want to go into battle. So yeah, it's pretty cool that they let you do that, and certain mutants also have their uses. For example, only Iceman can build bridges with his ice powers. So yeah, you will need to keep him alive for that reason alone. And if he gets defeated, well, you're screwed. You want to know the best part about this game? Yeah, you get to have a second player join in with you while you play story mode. That is so cool! And yeah, Wolverine's playing alongside me. Yeah, just look at that, man. Yeah. So, what kind of abilities do you want, Wolverine? Well, I like to increase my strike ability, because I always like to strike my opponents. Yeah, I'm leveling up Nightcrawler. And yeah, they got their classic costumes. I don't know if you can use them as alternate skins in the story mode itself, but it is still cool that they got them in. This game has X-Men fanfare written all over it. Wolverine, follow me. Yeah, I know, Bob. Wolverine's gonna go over to the save points so we can save the game in case one of us gets defeated, and there we go, that's pretty cool. Yeah, you got a lot of extraction points. Alrighty, let's look for sentinels. Let's go to 8th Avenue. Yeah, there's no more sentinels here. Just checking. Well, we're not actually going to go to 8th Avenue, we've been there. Yeah, sometimes you don't know where you're going and you do need the map. And this is a flashback scene. This is one of the 2 flashback scenes in the game. The other being the Juggernaut.
Can't go that way.
Flashback scene. Well, one of the 2 that I've played so far, at least. And yeah, let's destroy this wall. No walls ain't gonna hold me, Bob. Alright, let's go to yeah, where do we go? There are a lot of directions in this map alone. It's like a maze. This is why you need the map. Yeah, we can't go in the subway. And we can't actually go to 8th Ave. Well, actually, we can go to 8th Avenue. I think that's where we're supposed to go. Well, you ain't that smart, bub. You should have known that all along. It was obvious from the start. See, there's a sentinel. There's 2 sentinels. Let's tear them apart. Yeah, hopefully they'll be made out of plastic and not metal. Hopefully they'll be the ones that are made of plastic. Yes, there are sentinels made of plastic. Take that. Big tin can or plastic man. Yeah, I am kicking some serious butts. I've defeated a lot of these behemoths in real life, and believe me, they are a lot easier than they look. Yeah, they're still pretty challenging, but I've defeated several of them before. Yeah, we got the Sentinel, so yeah, it's pretty cool that you get other players to join in with you, and you get 4 players. It's a 4-player game. That's awesome, and leveled up as well. So yeah, X-Men Legends on the Xbox, GameCube, or PlayStation 2, or however console you want to play it on. And yes, there's even a Nokia N-Gage version. I gotta find that Nokia N-Gage somewhere. I know I have one, but I've put it away. So yeah, really awesome game, and it's better when you have multiple people with you, believe me. It is a great time, and X-Men 2 Legends of Apocalypse, I think there is a sequel to that game. X-Men 2 Legends Rise of Apocalypse, or Age of Apocalypse. Can't really remember. Where it's just as good, and you get to play as members of the Brotherhood of Mutants, so it is pretty awesome there. But anyways, let's move on to my final thoughts and my verdict. Wow, I'm genuinely impressed. It's actually a great game. Yeah, the Xbox is obviously after my time, but X-Men Legends on the Xbox is still a great game. And for any X-Men fan, I would highly recommend this game. And for pretty much any Marvel fanatic, I'd also recommend it. It is a great game that is in need of a remaster, as the Bandito thinks it is. You can play as all of the major X-Men. Everyone's here. Cyclops, Wolverine, Storm, Jubilee, the Beast. You name it. And heck, you can even play as Psylocke and there's even some lesser known members here. And heck, even Magma is playable, and she's not that well known in X-Men standards. So yeah, a pretty fun game, and it's also set in a different universe from the comics themselves. It's not directly tied with the comics, as I stated before, but it's still a great universe, and heck, you could even get to play as the original Wolverine. Yeah, there's a ton of costumes that the characters can wear, and it's all awesome, and it's got a lot of extras, and it's even more fun when you have multiple people playing with you. So yeah, first time playing the game on a console that I'm not familiar with, and it definitely gets a 9 out of 10, both in the single player aspect and the multiplayer aspect. It's better once you have friends over, and you can definitely have a great time. You can get up to 4 players on the Xbox version and GameCube version, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it is a really awesome game. Oh, I definitely hear a sound. Yeah, that's Cyclops' red Soliad Wendover. Yeah, I guess that jet fuel's too expensive. But makes sense. I mean, look at the cost of jet fuel. It's a good thing that Professor Charles Xavier was a billionaire at one point. Yeah, I mean, how else would he be able to afford all this stuff? He's a billionaire, like Bruce Wayne. Oh, I think he's definitely coming. He's gonna be knocking on the door any sec. Any second now. Alright, who is it? Hey, I just wanted to tell you that I got the burgers and the beer. You ready to party? Oh heck yeah. I'm always ready for a party. Oh boy. That game sure worked up an appetite. Should get one of the burgers that you got. See how it is. Where's the bun? Oh, about that. Sadly, the food truck ran out of buns by the time they made the very last batch of burgers. But oh well, at least they got sourdough bread to use as a substitute. Just enjoy the burger for what it is. Alrighty. See if that burger's just as good with sourdough breads. Very good. This is good now. Let's have some good old X-Men burgers and beer. Good old Busch Light, you gotta love it. Nice dance music you chose. Yeah. In fact, that theme song in the Sega Genesis game actually does sound like dance music, oddly enough. Yeah, I'm not much of a dancer, Bub. But you gotta admit that the X-Mansion always knows how to put on some good dance music. Even if it's from a video game. I could dance this song all day while drinking Alexander Keith's. I agree, it is pretty awesome. Wait, you said Alexander Keith's? That's a Canadian beer. I like Busch Lights. And, of course, Bud Lights. I'm not much of an American beer fan, but I prefer the Canadian stuff like Alexander Keith's and Steam Whistle. Because, you know, I always like the Canadian beers. Because it's local. And I'm from Canada. It makes sense, right? I guess so. Because it kind of makes sense that you'd be into Canadian beer because, you know, you're from Canada. I know your character. Say, you care to, dance some more? Nah, I'm not much of a dancer, but I'm gonna be playing some X-Men Legends while you guys dance. And I'm gonna be drinking some Alexander Keith's Steam Whistle. Don't worry, Bob. My healing factor can metabolize alcohol pretty quickly. And believe me, I drink a lot of beer. Don't mind if I play some X-Men Legends, Bob. Yeah, that I understand. But anyways, I'm having fun. I'm still having fun with this party. Woo! This is quite the fun spectacle. The X-Mansion sure knows how to make a good party. And it's a good thing that it's a private party because the X-Mansion doesn't want the identities of the mutants to be public knowledge unless it's special events. Yeah, makes sense. Anyways, I had fun with X Month. And I wonder what the Bandito will think of it. Probably not much. But, I'm signing off for now. And I got some behind the scenes stuff to show. Yeah, some behind the scenes stuff. In case you're wondering, no, I didn't drink that can of Busch beer. Yeah, I just got it out for comedic effect. And I wanted to make the joke burgers and beer with the X-Men. Because I got inspired from the Angry Video Game Nerd to make that joke. Yeah, he was playing Wolverine and it was kind of a funny joke to have. Let's have an X-Men barbecue, burgers and beer. And I wanted to make that the actual joke for the episode itself. But anyways, if you've enjoyed all 3 parts of the video itself, why not give the other 2 parts a rewatch, just in case. Or, if you haven't watched the previous 2 parts, I'd highly recommend you to watch them to get an idea of how things went down in X Month. But anyways, this is me signing off. Catch you guys next time and peace out. Yeah, X Month has been successful. Peace.